Welcome to the Tiny Marketing Podcast. I'm Sarah Noel Block, and this show is made for solo consultants who want to get booked out without burning out. If you've ever thought, I just want this to feel easier, you're not alone. Around here, we focus on simple, sustainable growth that actually fits into your life so growth feels doable instead of overwhelming. Hey, quick note before we dive in. This episode was originally recorded as a live stream. If you'd prefer to watch the video replay, you can head over to my YouTube channel. Now let's get into it. Hello, welcome everybody who is joining me today for the 3 days to 3 sales calls challenge debrief. You're going to get a little behind the scenes peek at what it took to launch this challenge, what the results were, what worked and what didn't work, what I would do differently next time. So for anybody who's new here, I am Sarah Noel Block. I am the creator of Booked Out in 6, and I just ran a challenge that lasted. The welcome sequence went out on Friday, and then the challenge was Monday through Wednesday, where all participants had the goal of booking 3 sales calls. So we're going to get into all of that right now in case you are interested in either creating your own challenge, or if you were just interested, maybe you were a participant in this challenge and you're like, wonder what it took to actually build that thing. So I'm going to share the results with the stage now, and here she is. So here's my behind the scenes on the 3 days to 3 sales calls challenge. I had 65 people who were registered for the challenge, and truly, I got lucky on that. I did not do a ton of promotion on this, surprisingly. I just happened to have a lot of stages, I'll say, that I was speaking on the month prior to the challenge taking place. So I was speaking, which was already scheduled and not planned for this, in 2 or 3 different communities that would likely enjoy this challenge. So they got invitations. And then I just talked about it in the niche communities I'm in. I only sent out 1 email to my own email list, and I only sent out 1 LinkedIn post on this challenge. I did create a banner at the top. You know what? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see me. I did put a banner on the top of my LinkedIn that with a QR code so people could register. So people could have registered that way. But the main way people came into this challenge was through speaking in niche communities. And that was it. So of the 65 people who registered, 56 participated. And for the people who shared their results, they really did. We're going to get in deeper in a second, but they really did book real sales calls, and a lot of them closed. So let's get into it. We're going to cover today, I'm going to try and keep this tight in like 15 minutes, is how I built it. So the timeline and tech stack I used, what worked really well, the features that I will definitely bring into my future challenges, what I should have done differently. So either gaps that came up or oops moments, that like mistakes that I made on my end, and then the results. So those are the 4 things that I'm going to get into today. If you're watching this live, please say hi in the chat. I can see your chat. So from where I am. So please say hi. Let me know you're here. So first is how I built it. Okay, now that we're going to get into this, I'll make this bigger. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here was my challenge timeline. And so on Friday, I sent out a welcome email with the premise of this challenge and some weekend prep that they can do ahead of it so that they're prepared to just start running come Monday. So I sent that out on Friday. On Monday was day 1, and that is when we talked about referrals on repeat. So for anybody who is watching this right now and you're like, well, what was this challenge about anyway? The goal was to book 3 sales calls in 3 days. So on day 1, I taught the referrals on repeat system. On day 2, I taught the niche networker system, which you can see works well since this entire challenge was filled basically from that. And day 3 was fast cash. So this was actually 3 systems in one. So in fast cash, I taught people how to close new sales from past clients. I taught them how to reinvigorate warm leads from the past that didn't convert. And I taught them how to close conversations, turn them into sales calls without being salesy. So yeah, that was day 3. And then on Thursday, anybody who applied for booked out in 6, they got a bonus day where I taught them 6 steps to keep a booked out business as a solo consultant. So only the applicants got access to that one. And then there's me here today. This is day 5, and I am sharing the behind the scenes debrief of how exactly this worked. So this is my 5th live stream this week, and I'm spent. My bags have bags at this point under my eyes. Okay, so the tech stack. This is the question I get most often when I'm having conversations about how to build something is what tech do I need? So I used 4 tools and I could have used less. I'll get into that later. So one was Squarespace. My sales page was on my website, which is on Squarespace. And then I had a checkout button, which led to Heartbeat. Heartbeat is where the checkout was through, but it also was the home to the community, the lesson hub, training replays, and then the checkout. All of my emails went through Flodesk. So the confirmation email, some anticipation emails on like don't forget this challenge is happening. And then 3 emails each day of the actual challenge. So there was an 8 a.m. email that went out that I would give the lesson. So they got the full lesson of what they were going to learn today, that day in the live stream with a link to the live stream. That email was also in Heartbeat as a post in the community, so they can access it either way. And then there was an email that went out 10 minutes before the live stream, so people remembered to join live. And during the live stream, I was doing a lot of Q&A and hot seats, as well as teaching. And then at the end of the day, around 3 p.m., I sent out the wrap-up email and showed them where they can get to their replays. I have to sneeze. If I sneeze, I'm sorry. And then the live streams happened on StreamYard, which is what I'm using right now. They were daily, and it was about 15-minute lesson and like 15 to 20 minutes doing Q&A and live revisions. Okay, I see more of you are on here now. So come say hi. Say hi in the chat. Okay. Part 2 is what worked really well. So the features that I am going to have in every challenge since then. So one thing that worked really well is the challenge itself. So many people enjoyed it and talked about it that I got a lot of people raising their hands saying, please let me know when the next challenge happens. So that was another thing that worked really well. Now let's get into the things that I actually wrote about. The topic was a big winner. So people want to make money. You have a business, you want to make money. So the fact that my topic and what I was teaching was how to book sales calls, that was a winner. I taught 3 systems consultants can use, and they can repeat these. They can use them over and over again. It's not just theory, and actually book sales calls. So that was incredibly helpful, is that people were interested in the topic. The next thing that worked well is the structure. I just told you, but I sent 3 emails every day. Plus I posted to the community We had a lot of engagement in that community, which I think helped a lot and gave everybody motivation. The daily lives, I'm going to get into exactly what those numbers look like, but the daily lives were really beneficial and had a ton of engagement, a ton of comments. My participants were freaking amazing. They were all over it. So the structure of this challenge led to really high engagement, which I was ecstatic about. Challenge bingo was another thing that was really fun and engaging with the audience. So I built a interactive kind of app sort of thing on my website that was challenge bingo. So as long as you were opening the challenge bingo in your browser, it saved your settings. And it's gamified taking action. So you can click a square if you responded to someone's post. You could click a square if you sent out your first 15 messages. It rewarded action and not just attendance. It did reward attendance also, but not just attendance. The live stream was incredibly active. We had a pop-in chat. We did real-time edits and Q&A, which drove a lot of momentum. And people who were on those live streams and sending me their work, and I was revising them live, a lot of them took those revisions that I suggested and put them in the community afterwards to get a second round of looks. So we had a lot of momentum from that. The next was the 3-day time frame. Any longer, and I think we would have lost momentum. I would not do a challenge longer than 3 days after this one. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of energy. It was consuming my life for those 3 days. But on top of that, you can see that there was a little bit of a dip in engagement with each of those days. So a lot of times people are doing 5-day challenges. And I'm thinking by day 5, there's 3 people hanging on by a prayer on those 5-day challenges, where we still had really high engagement on day 3 and beyond. People are still commenting right now. The challenge is coming down in 45 minutes. People are in there right now. And then the real attendee results was another thing that really landed. So we promised from this challenge 3 calls booked. That was our goal for this. And not only did everybody who shared their results get those 3 calls, a lot of them also closed deals during those 3 days, which is so impressive. So they were able to get those calls booked. They were able to have those calls, and they were able to close it during those 3 days, which was freaking amazing. Now, if you have any questions about the things that I'm talking about right now, put them in the chat, because I'm going to get into the chat as soon as I'm done with this. So don't be shy and don't wait. Challenge bingo. This was the engagement engine. I didn't realize how, I thought it would be fun. That's why I built it, but I didn't realize how excited people would get about it. So people were filling it out. They were screenshotting it. They were posting it. The bingo card, it was all over the community. It was a lot of fun. So it rewarded action, not just attendance. The prizes made it the engagement worth it for people. Sharing it publicly, you had to share a screenshot in the community in order to be entered into the prizes. So it created this social accountability. The visual progress is a dopamine hit. So that's another thing, is they were able to get this satisfying little green check mark whenever they accomplished something. And it was easy to add prizes mid-challenge, which I ended up needing to, because I had originally only chosen, I was going to have 1 winner. But then after I saw how engaging it was, I was like, I need to add more prizes. So I loved it. And I'm going to use that challenge bingo card. I'm going to do it again. Another win was the community stayed really loud. So I use Heartbeat, which is a community platform. And the threads were active every single day. People were cheering each other on. You could see right here, these are just some of the quotes from the posts, but people were getting real wins and excited for each other, which is like, it creates momentum when you're doing something together and you're moving through a process, you're winning together. This one came from one of my clients who didn't do the challenge. She's like, oh no, I. Hey there, amazing founders. Ready to take your business to the next level? Join our Gateway Offer Challenge and watch your sales soar. In this challenge, you'll get mini Gateway Offer trainings to perfect your offers. Learn how to structure your documentation so it sells for you. Create buzz around your offer and identify eager clients with our sales training. Plus, get exclusive outreach templates that take the guesswork out of prospecting. And because selling should be fun, we've gamified this challenge. Who can sell the most gateway offers? And let's not forget, you'll also learn how to effortlessly upsell to your signature offer. Ready to level up? Join the Gateway Offer Challenge today. Your business will thank you. Go to challenge.sarahnoelblock.com. That is CHALLENGE.SARAHNOELBLOCK.com. The FOMO is killing me. Oops, a little overlap there. So these are what I should have done, but I didn't. So these are my mistakes. These are 4 things that I would fix. A lot of them are surrounding email. First though, I pitched my offer too late. So throughout this challenge, people were super engaged, but I didn't even mention what I do or who I do it for or what booked out in 6 is until day 2. And it was just like a little 10-second nothing. And I didn't actually prompt anyone to apply for booked out in 6 until the last day. So people had to scramble to apply at the very end of the challenge when engagement was already lower than day 1 in order to get access to the bonus training the next day. So that was dumb on my part. Next time, I'm going to mention the offer in all of the lead up to the challenge and at least just touch on it, tease the offer in each of the live streams. 2, I did double the work when I didn't need to. And I learned midway through day 2 that I could have sent my posts as emails. So it would have done double duty. But instead, what I was doing is I was drafting everything in Flodesk and then copy and pasting it as a post into Heartbeat afterwards. I didn't have to do that, it turned out. So I was wasting time. I could have just posted it or scheduled it to post in Heartbeat and had it send as an email in addition. I didn't know though. Another thing that I did that was stupid is, Zapier. So because I didn't know that I could send those emails through Heartbeat, I had set up a Zap. So everybody who signed up for the challenge got zapped on over to Flodesk so that they could get the emails for the challenge. But not everyone made it through. I don't know. Maybe it was like the event trigger that I picked in Zap, but not everyone made it through. So I ended up doing an export right before the challenge began just to pick up anybody that might have been missed. And when I did that, I messed up the filter. So this is where I screwed up. I messed up the filter on the export and I ended up exporting 2 groups. So the challenge participants, but also the people who attend my consultants mastermind. So then they also got the welcome to the challenge email, which was dumb because they were not in the challenge. They were not participating. So those are the mistakes I made during the challenge. Oops, even someone who's been doing it for 20 years makes mistakes. Oh well. The results. Attendee wins and then my conversion numbers. So let's get into registration. 65 people registered for the challenge, and anyone who popped in a little bit later, I explained this at the top, but how I filled those seats was just, part of it was luck. I had already been scheduled to speak in a couple different communities, and I offered them a discount to join. And I talked about it in niche communities. Then I sent one email, could have done more. I sent one LinkedIn post, definitely could have done more. And then I added it to my banner with a QR code so people could register that way. So most people were joining from the communities and me speaking within those communities. And then there were a couple people who joined the other ways. Of those 65 people who registered, 56 participated, which is pretty freaking good. So we had 86% activation. And then the live stream views. Let's talk about that for a second. On day one, we had 60 views of the live stream, which is kind of funny since 56 people actually participated, like they were in the community. So I guess some people were probably just watching twice. On day two, it's not on here, but we had, oh no, it is. It's down a little bit lower. On day two, we had 45 views. And then on day three, we had 35 views. So it's kind of normal. If you've run a challenge before, you'd see it's kind of normal to have a little dip each day. Your first day is always the biggest one. So I'd say this is pretty average. And then the wins. So 100% of the participants who shared their results booked 3 calls and during those 3 days. And then 33% of the ones who booked those calls closed a sale during those 3 days. And this one's just for me, 10% of the participants of this challenge applied for booked out in 6. Which I think that's pretty average, honestly. So here's what I would tell you is topic is everything. Pick something that matters right now in this moment to get people interested and excited in your topic and your challenge. Right now, people are talking about slowing down, like sales are slowing down. So this topic was just of the moment and they needed a little momentum to be able to get some sales calls on the books. Gamify actions that take place within your challenge. The bingo card was really great. We have leadership boards, prize stacks, rewarding action helps a lot. Next time I would pitch from day one. I would pitch from before day one and just let them know, like, I also can help you in other ways. You can get 6 systems custom built for you with me. I didn't do that. I waited until day 3 to talk about it. I would keep it tight. Keep it to 3 days. That's the sweet spot where neither of you are losing momentum. And then if you streamline your tech stack as much as possible. If I could go back, I would not have used Flodesk for my challenge emails because some people were receiving the emails. Some people weren't because at one point they may have unsubscribed or something like that. I would have just done it all through Heartbeat. So those are my learnings. And if you want to build your own challenge or sales system, which is what this challenge was about, apply for Booked Out in 6. You can do that with the little QR code in the corner. Inside Booked Out in 6, we build a custom blueprint for you so you know exactly what you need to do at each stage to be able to build a booked out business. We go through 4-week sprints together, one-on-one, where we build out each of those pieces for you. So within 6 months, you have a repeatable system. You have a playbook that you can just keep on doing. And the other thing people love is that they are with me. You can DM me anytime. You can send me your docs. I'm in there. I'm revising. You're not in this alone. We're building a custom system based off of you. And if you apply now in June, I don't want to forget this, but in June, we're doing a live incubator where we're building a entry offer for you, an easy yes offer together that you are going to launch and sell for summer. So it'll be a special summer offer that we're building out in June, and it's going to be so much fun. All right, so apply there. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you're watching this, hi. And if you're listening to this, because this is going to be Sunday's episode, hello also. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. If this episode made things feel a little more doable, I'd love to help you take the next step with the Booked Out Blueprint. It's a practical, low-pressure session to clarify your offers, your marketing, and what actually moves the needle. You can book yours through the link in the show notes. You don't have to figure it out alone. Hey there, fellow founders. Are you looking to unlock the secrets behind rapid business growth? Join my vibrant meetup group where we dive into masterclasses on game-changing strategies every single month. We've tackled topics like building a lean marketing engine, crafting killer lead magnets, and leveraging gateway offers to sell high-ticket offers. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next one. Come share your experiences, learn from the best, and let's grow together. Sign up and be part of the next masterclass by going to events.sarahnoelblock.com. That's events.sarahnoelblock.com.